Rebuilt and rebooted for 2013, the LA Ironmen have loaded up a new program in search of another championship for the legendary franchise. It's been 3.5 years since their last win, and they're hungry to get back to the top of the game. Mike Hinman has replaced Kevin Brethauer as head coach, bringing in his intense mentality and practice regimen. The roster is radically different than the beginning of 2012, acquiring the #1 American player Marcel Margot, who's been promoted to team captain. They lost longtime players Brandon Short and Kyle Spickett to San Diego Dynasty, but picked up a once dominant Alex Goldman, who wants nothing other than to prove to the world he's still one of the best snake players in paintball. Stephen Pitts, who's an experienced, highly underrated gunfighter, and Corey Bornstein, who played last season with Excessive, have also been added to the mix. With all the new weapons and current members, like last year rookie standout Alex Rodriguez and vet Mike Paxton, they are one of the early favorites to win in 2012. Taking third at the 2012 World Cup, San Antonio X Factor lived up to their hype, re-energizing their squad and getting better as the year went on. They're looking more and more like a top team again. Paul Richards, a championship caliber coach, formerly of Tampa Bay Damage, has been brought in. X Factor's core of veterans is playing better than they ever have, with Grayson Goff leading the team on the stat board, Todd Morrow winning close points, and Colt Roberts dominating the D side. Recent pickup Billy Bernaccia played his heart out at the World Cup and really helped the team after a year-long struggle to find his form. Bernaccia is back for 2013, and he needs to play well in the Snake because they lost longtime X Factor vet Michael Kovar to Moscow Red Legion. Bernaccia is backed up by Archie Montemayor, one of the best players in the game. They also picked up Scott Kemp, a longtime Ironman who's hungry to help the team win. If all goes well this year, X Factor could be in the hunt for their first title.
We are back here at 2013 PSP Chicago Open, brought to you live by PaintballAccess.com here at Challenge Park Extreme Paintball Park, just outside of Chicago in Joliet, Illinois. Matty Marshall alongside Steve Rabikoff and Chris Lasoya, and we're about to watch a game. I really can't wait to see this one because there's so much at stake. The Ironmen, they won a squeaker against Infamous earlier on, 7-6 in overtime, their first win of the tournament, so they're now 2-1, must-win situation for them. And X Factor's 0-3. So this is a big one for them. And the thing with X Factors, they look, at least yesterday, they looked awesome up to about .4, and then the things would start to fall apart, but they're just getting a lot of penalties.
I was just going to say that. You know, Zach Wake, I mean, he's a true asset, but also a liability sometimes. But I'm telling you right now, he's one of those four-pack kind of guys. You get him on the field, get down the snake.
If he could just play clean and focus a little bit more out there, he'd be a beast. I mean, he's a beast.
The whole match, consistently.
Yeah, consistently. Consistency is the thing that he lacks, you know, and that's just been the knock against him.
He needs to really work on it. If he can get through that, guy, he's a killer. Just got to get past that.
You know, and it looks like we have the fourth member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly, on the sidelines with X Factor. Well, we'll try to get to that in a second, but yeah, so with the Ironman X Factor here, you know, with X Factor, both these teams are deep. On all the big teams, the teams that have, you know, the highest chances of winning have many guys that can play different roles, and I think that with X Factor, they've just been having a hard time with, especially those last penalties in that last matchup, to try to get those guys getting the playing time that they need, because they're always dealing with, oh, we're starting with 4, we're starting with 3, whatever. So anyway, it looks like we have that interview with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines. So let's check it out.
Down here in the X Factor pit with Scott Kemp. Scott, you know this is a really important match for you guys to win. You watched Ironman play. What do you guys need to do to get this win?
I think we just got to shut down their snake side. I think that's their strong side. They run it off the break a lot. This last game, they didn't, but I think that they're going to run it against us. If we could take that away, I think it'll really slow them down.
They do have some really strong weapons over there. Who do you think are the guys you really need to look out for?
Well, their main snake guy is Danny Park. He basically just runs it, and even if he dies, he'll run it again. He's kind of, you know, just their missile. So I think if we can take that away, it'll slow them down a lot.
All right, well, X Factor versus Ironman coming up.
Here we go. X Factor Ironman got about 30 seconds potentially before the, 30 seconds to go before the start of this first point here. Must-win situation for both these teams. The first time these two teams met as pros was way back when X Factor came in the league in 2007. And X Factor actually beat the Ironmen the first time they played in X Factor's rookie season, 7-6. These teams have played 12 matches over the past seven years, and the teams are even 6 wins apiece.
Well, and with that said, look at X Factor right there. They got to put their game faces on. They're down 0-3, and they're in they're going to get relegated to the Challengers division if they don't watch what they're doing.
Well, they're going to be playing. Yeah, you're right. They're going to be playing for that relegation game. So here we go on the breakout. Looks like Billy Bernaccia, who I think has played well for X Factor over here on the Snake side of the field since World Cup last year.
And it looks like Colt Roberts is walking off for San Antonio X Factor. And
number 33, one of our star players in this league, one of the best players arguably in the world, Marcelo Margot, taking the walk for the Ironmen.
Yeah,
two big eliminations for both squads, taking out 2 of their Dorito killers over there. So
yeah, and Pitts getting that shot on Colt Roberts. So Grayson Goff, Archie Montemayor, Dixon Yang, and Billy Bernaccia still on the field for X Factor. Park, Goldman, McCormick, and Pitts. And here comes the push up the Snake side of the field from Billy Bernaccia as he gets in there first to attack against Danny Park. And they take each other out.
That's great. That's what you want to do there. Do your job as a Snake player. Get out the guy that's the most problem for your team, and hopefully Dixon Yang will come in just like he's doing here and come right down the Snake and let's see if he can stay alive.
Awesome secondary move by Dixon Yang, and then the chess match begins over here with Pitts making his move, asking for that penalty, and he gets it.
That's actually a really good call right there by the judges. Great move by Stephen Pitts, Matty.
And Archie Montemayor is going to, he looks over and sees the ref running out. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? We just talked about this, guys. I'm sure that was probably the main thing that they spoke about over here in that when X Factor was getting ready for this, and we heard in the interviews and the games before previously in this in yesterday's webcast and today, they went and crunched the numbers, and when they obviously get penalties, look what happens. They lose points. So when they're playing against the Ironmen who really want to win this match and go 2-2, they've got to stay out of that box. And it's majors too. It's not like they're just getting minor penalties.
Yeah, and it's when you get a major, I mean, it's detrimental to your team because a major is signified by a red flag. That means you're spending 2 full minutes in that box. You're not going to come out if you lose the point. So regardless, you're going to spend that's 2 minutes of a power play that the other team has.
And the key to that is really that it stays on the clock, because if you lose the point on that minor penalty, it's not as big of a deal, but that's when the mistakes get compounded. So here it is right here. McCormick launches and Pitts launches and gets that shot on Dixon. You can see as he's diving, he's adamant that he's like, hey, yeah, come on, man. You gonna give me that one? And the ref's like, yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't walk over and pull it on himself.
That would happen in a practice.
Yeah.
You call those timeouts.
But Stephen Pitts, man, phenomenal player, been around for a long time. He's just one of those guys. He'll take a year off and come back and just play like he was yesterday.
Well, Pitts and Park both had taken some time off, but they had come back because Mike Hinman was putting together a big superstar team again, and they wanted to be a part of that because they feel that with the guys that they have, the talent they have on that team, and they haven't played up to their potential yet this year, but that's the future, and I think that they understand a little bit more now. They're a little bit more humble coming into this event, but still, that didn't help yesterday as they went 0-2 in the first day, losing to both losing to both Dynasty 7-5 and Vicious 3-5.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for them, and they're a much better team than what the numbers reflect right now. Like you said, it's all about penalties and staying out of the box, Steve.
And X Factor isn't following those.
Yeah.
I wish they would.
On your screen, Ironman breaking out right now. Danny Park.
And it looks like Ironman tried to go to Dorito 1 on the break, and they do not make it, so he's out, and here comes Danny Park getting eliminated. So X Factor, Ironman losing 3 is Alex Rodriguez is going down now, so they're down 3 guys immediately.
They were close to their own penalty on that when you saw
Close.
the ref. Park had shot his gun. Park had shot his gun one more time.
He went down to reach for the pistol, didn't pull the trigger.
For the execution. So
hey, you know what? If you can win in the penalty, congratulations. They just did it, and Coach Hinman pulled the horn.
That's their 5%.
Yeah.
We've seen that a little bit.
Yeah.
Dynasty did that. They were able to do that, and now X Factor able to tie it up with 17:56 to go here, and that's exactly, if you're X Factor after that major penalty, you go back in that pit and scream at each other, or maybe not scream, but just very tensely try to explain the importance of not getting penalties and to fight through this major.
Quietly?
Yeah. Yeah. But they were able to do it, so it's tied up at 1 apiece. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here, and tie game we have. X Factor, the composure, finally they got it here, even though they still have to wait another minute and 15 seconds. But that's the thing about those major penalties, is that they stay on the clock. So even if you win that point, lose it doesn't matter. You're going to have that penalty on that time no matter what. So they need to spread the field out wide with their 4 bodies, roll their guns, and get Dixon Yang out of that box.
You know, normally against a team like the Ironmen, you're going to lose that point on the norm. But unfortunately for the Ironmen, they lost two quick in the break, one really quick after that. And at that point, I think it was pretty much game over for that 1 point.
Hinman pulled it quick.
Yeah.
Keep those guys in, because
smart.
Why
coach.
not?
No, that's smart. That was the play. Able to maintain that penalty up on the board. So here we go, Ironman 5. And oh, look at this though. X Factor losing Todd Morrow off the break. So just 3 bodies left alive for X Factor. Colt Roberts, Billy Bernacci, and Archie Montemayor. And also it looks like Archie's coming off too. So it's just Billy left over here, back corner bunker. And Alex Goldman is going to try to run him down as fast as possible. This is going to hurt.
And he chicken winged.
You know, Goldman never, ever, ever goes for the pack. Ever.
No, because
Goldman,
what happens when you go for the pack, they'll spin. If you go for from the back up, they don't spin.
But you can tell though, some guys pack shoot, some guys are nice, and Alex Goldman, I can't remember the last time he intentionally let somebody have it in the pack. It's more like I could almost see his eyes turn to saucers and just be like, neck or back, neck or back. Not really sure exactly which one I'm going to destroy. But yeah, nice job by Goldman to finish that point off. Bernacci's going to have to clean off, get reset for this next one. Still 43 seconds remaining on that Dixon Yang major penalty score, 2-1. We'll be right back.
Ever wonder how your order gets from ansgear.com to you? Using our fast and efficient processing method, your purchase is pulled, verified, and shipped to your door quickly and accurately. Every order is checked for accuracy 3 times before it leaves the warehouse. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner and at an affordable price to get you back in the game. Shop now at ansgear.com.
Welcome back to 1 is the score in favor of the Los Angeles Ironmen, 17:23 to go. And we're starting to get through this morning's competition. Lots of great games. I hope that this continues. When we sat here this morning before we went live, talking over everything and talking about these games, and we were all just incredibly stoked to be able to watch these matches, because I think that we're going to see a lot of what we just saw these past 2 games between Infamous and Ironman. OT went to overtime. Ironman ended up pulling that one out, and then Dynasty and Vicious 6-5 game that was crazy with penalties and lots of run-throughs. That was some clutch points from both teams. And then Ironman X Factor, what we're watching right now. And then to close the morning's competition out, it's going to be, and again, another one of those iconic paintball matches between Dynasty and Infamous. But that's the cool thing about the way the Champions League is. Every one of these games could potentially be, it's like a finals game. Let's check out the split screen breakout here. This game brought to you by Avid Extreme Sports. If you are in the North Texas or Oklahoma area, definitely want to check out Avid Extreme Sports. Ryan Gray does a great job. Big supporter of the game out there. They got a field as well, and one of the PSP affiliate leagues. So, you know, if you want to play some paintball, definitely check out Avid Extreme Sports. They have everything you need to play this game. So here we go. San Antonio X Factor losing Grayson Goff, so down to 3 bodies, but LA Ironman, Dimitri Ninos from X Factor, able to shoot Mike Paxton out.
10 seconds left in this penalty right now. Look for him to come out of the box right here. Ironman setting up for him to come out of this penalty box in just 5 seconds. They're going to get one more body in the field, Maddie, for X Factor.
So finally fighting through that penalty, and the fact that they're only down 1 is kind of a victory in and of itself.
Yeah, and he made it so far. Oh, and he gets hit in the harness, so.
You know, and that was Alex Goldman right there on your snake, shooting across the field, getting him the clipping on the pack, Maddie.
Yeah, able to just kind of nick him right on the pack. Alex Goldman getting that crossfield shot. Good composure to realize that Dixon Yang was going to come out of the box. When you're in the snake and you know that the other team has a penalty, or you're at any spot, you need to understand and keep an eye on that penalty clock and put yourself in a position to shoot that box. You don't want to let those guys out back alive. There's left on the field on your screen.
It looks like Ironman made the snake corner here, so backing up Alex Goldman, which is a good move because now they're mirrored up, both X Factor and Ironman, same positions.
And I like number 13, Michael McCormick, in that corner over here. He does a really good job, man. He's been pretty consistent the whole tournament. He's not like blowing people away, but he's very consistent. Has 1 kill this game.
You know, McCormick's one of those guys that is a role player for the Ironmen, and he's not a vet on the team, but he's one of those Mike Hinman guys that, you know, Mike's letting him out there. He's giving him an opportunity, and McCormick's making the best of it mostly.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Mike Hinman is really good about, or bad about. I guess you didn't think. If you're doing really, really good, he'll praise you for it. If you're doing really, really bad, you'll definitely know.
Yeah, you're gonna know it. You will
he,
know for sure.
He coached me when I played with Aftermath, and I mean, and I was a seasoned professional, and he didn't care. You know, if you mess up, he will definitely let you know it.
He doesn't care how many championships you've won or how long you've been playing the game. If you got shot, he's going to tell you why you got shot.
Exactly, and you know, it took me a little while to get used to, but you know what? I got nothing but the respect for Michael, and he's done a lot for the sport and for players.
Well, he's a taskmaster because he wants the best out of his players, and he knows what your potential is, and he expects you to play up to it. It's kind of like he's a stern father figure for a team.
Yep. And he's ex-Dynasty. He's been around the block.
He played at the top level too for top teams. Chicago Aftershock played for them, played for Dynasty. So now here comes the move. Alex Goldman running down Dimitri, trades out with them. Snake is now clean.
You know, right there, you see on your screen, number 33, Marcelo Margot, probably arguably one of the best Dorito players, not let alone one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, he almost won the Top Gun title last year. I still feel that he was played out of position by Moscow Red Legion in the World Cup. And then his teammate at the time, Alexander Bjernikov, he was able to win that Top Gun title. I don't want to take anything away from Malloy. The guy's obviously amazing. But Marcelo had a really good year, and he was coming off a knee injury. It's, you know, go to paintballaccess.com. We got tons of stories and interviews, and if you just hit the search button and type Marcelo Margot in there, because he has such an interesting story, you know, blowing his knee out twice. He's only just turned 23 last week, and really big paintball success story. Willed his way back onto the field when the doctor was like, yeah, you know what, you're never going to be able to play competitive paintball again. He's like, yeah, I don't believe you. I'm going to make it my reality that...
Just worked harder, kept working harder and harder, and here he is.
Long drawn-out point here. We're down to 13 minutes and 30 seconds. 2-1 in favor of the Ironmen, and this is one of the things we talked about, actually, Matty. These drawn-out points, we don't see a lot of these right now.
Not on this field layout. Field played very aggressive. There's lots of options out there on the Snake side, up the center, and on the Dorito side. We're looking at the Dorito side of the field right now. It's over on the pit side where the teams are staging. And there are the rosters of who is left and who is dead out there on the field. Big move coming down the Dorito side right now. Steven Pitts running all the way into the backfield, gets a shot on Archie Montemayor, and Billy Bernaccia gets shot out as well. So now the Ironmen are going to go up another point here. The point spread's going to be 3-1. 13 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in this match.
And Steven Pitts, what a run. You know, let's take a look at this first snake move right here, Matty.
Yeah, look at this replay. So this is Alex Goldman doing what he does best. Hey, somebody's in front of me, well, I'm gonna go up and trade out with them. And I'm gonna clear that snake out and make way for my insert players and my back guys to clean it up. And that's one of the reasons that this move right here, look at how low he stays. Fast, low, puts the shots right in on him. Almost stays alive, too.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he actually made it. I didn't see where the shot came from. Might have come from across the field, too, but I think,
yeah, I think
Ninos.
Yeah, Dimitri might have got a shot in on him, not quite sure. But still, awesome job by Alex Goldman. 3-1 is the score in favor of the Los Angeles Ironmen. We're going to be right back after this. All right, so here we go. Can X Factor fight back and win a match here at this event? They haven't been able to do it yet. They are 0-3 so far here. Also like to welcome Todd Martinez back up to the announcer's booth. Todd, you guys had a decent morning. You defeated San Antonio X Factor and then lost a really close one to San Diego Dynasty, which was a crazy game. Now, to me, that was the most entertaining game we've seen so far. How'd it go down there?
It was good. The X Factor game, I thought we played really strong. They helped us out by getting a couple penalties. In that Dynasty game, I think I made a couple mistakes early, you know. And, you know, we just weren't shooting anybody on the break. You know, it came down to that last point. We bounced Dalton going out to that Dorito side on the break in the goggles. And if he'd have walked out, that would have been him and Yosh on the break. And then I think we could have closed it out and sent it to overtime, but didn't happen for us.
Well, chaos happening out on the field right now. Bodies dropping for the LA Ironmen. Just Marcelo and Danny Park left alive. Danny Park is in, I was going to say he was in a good field position over here, but he gets beat up here in the snake. And here comes Dimitri Ninos, who's made his move up the center. And now it's Archie Montemayor. Ooh, but lots of bodies dropping for X Factor too. It's one-on-one right now. Marcelo and Archie, two of the best.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup right here. You know, Archie's kind of out of position. The snake is hard to play in a one-on-one situation. Marcelo Margot's comfortable over there in that Dorito.
Yeah, that's his home. Marcelo, he came up playing the snake, but for the past couple seasons, he's just been dominating over there on the Dorito side of the field, particularly last year. And Archie plays that insert role so well. One of the smartest guys out there, and one of the best players ever to come out of Texas. So now he's locked in a battle. Got the California-Texas battle going on. Archie makes his move. Archie's also not a very tall guy, so if anyone was left alive over here to play this one-on-one in the snake, you know, Archie'd be one of those guys because he's real good at playing every type of bunker.
You know, in this situation, you see Marcelo Margot, and there's Archie right there shooting across the field. Now, you can see the flag on the right-hand side center of your screen. Shooting, oh, what a shot by Archie Montemayor across the field on Marcelo.
Yeah, and Marcelo's won one-on-ones to win tournaments before, so that's a huge, awesome elimination for Archie Montemayor. Puts the team on his back, steps up in the clutch situation, gets that kill, and now we got ourselves a 1-point game with 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Ironmen still have a slight lead, and we're going to be right back. So another really close game. That's all we've seen so far today.
Well, I mean, I think the competition is getting a little better, you know, progressing in the tournament because they're getting to know each other, they're getting to know the field a little better. I think that as the tournament progresses, it's just going to get like bloodier and better and like faster.
Well, you know, the teams are learning the fields. Everyone's figuring out what works, who's playing well, who's not, what off the break shots are actually working. And things are starting to tighten up for everybody across the board. Also, certain guys have their backs against the wall. The Ironmen are one of those teams. X Factor is one of those teams. So they know it's at stake. It's not like it's the first game out. You got 3 more games to play. No, they've already played a bunch of games, and X Factor's sitting 0-3 right now. So that's why it's even more of it. There's more of an impetus to actually get out there and perform at your top level, which is what we just saw Archie do as he won that one-on-one against Marcelo.
Yeah, that was clutch, like you would say, Matty, because he needed that point. They go down another point. It's all this. It's a 4-1 game. It's not looking good for X Factor. I mean, they're already 0-3, as you said before, but you know, that was definitely a clutch point for X Factor.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Ironmen, can they step it up, continue to win this game here, or is X Factor going to fight back? About to find out. Here we go, Ironmen on your screen, digging it out on the snake side of the field, doubling up the stand-up tower, and then here goes Alex Goldman into snake 1, but Billy Bernaccia beat him to it for X Factor, and he is now looking down that sideline. And Justin Suarez is the first to die on that Dorito side of the field. Scotty Kemp takes him out.
And you know, Justin Schwartz actually haven't seen a lot out of him this tournament. He's usually really aggressive and plays really, really fast on the Doritos, but I haven't really seen a lot out of him as far as getting kills this tournament so far.
And Scott Kemp also, I think Scott Kemp's going to want to step up, have a big game here as he got that shot on his former teammate, Justin Schwartz. He feels like he got a kind of a raw deal at World Cup last year, not really getting what he felt was his fair shake when Kevin Brettauer was coaching that team. And so, you know, he's going to really want to step up and have a big game for his new team, San Antonio X Factor.
Yeah, Archie Montemayor fills into the snake where Billy just got shot out of. Almost gets a shot in on Mouse, but he comes up too high and he gets shot, I believe, by the corner. So that's 2 bodies off the snake side for X Factor, and now Alex Goldman has full control of the snake all to himself. Scott Kemp's going to start feeling the pinch over there in a second.
You know, and that's actually, when you have Alex Goldman, he's actually starting to play really, really well for this Ironman team.
Well, he's starting to attack over here on the snake side of the field. This is why you pick up Alex Goldman, so he does this. Plays aggressive, running guys down, clearing the snake out, getting forward progress. You know, I hate when I see Alex stuck in the back corner bunker because I don't feel that that is what his skill set commands. He needs to be in a position like this, looking at situations and reading them and getting up the field to get kills.
Yeah, and this Dixon Yang just took one in the goggles out of the snake corner for X Factor. That allows Alex Goldman to come all the way down to the end of the snake and really put the pinch on.
And as you see right there, taking the walk, that's the 4th X Factor player to go down. 1 player remaining for X Factor. That's Scott Kemp over there staying alive. But X Factor conceding the point to the Ironmen. And what I mean by conceding is you have the option, if your players are losing and you are going to lose the point, you have the option of hitting the button, so to speak, and throwing in the towel, and like in boxing, and giving the point up to the other team. So now it's going to be a 5-2 game in favor of the Ironmen.
You know, Stephen Pitts stepping up again here for the Ironmen. Seven confirmed kills for him, and that's the 2nd game in a row where he's been the kill count leader for that team. So huge pickup for him, or for the Ironmen, as they got Stephen Pitts back. Actually, from, you know, he also stepped away from the game for a little while, but, you know, really wanted to get back in the fight.
Yeah, you know, I see myself, I look down there and I'm like, man, I really want to go play, but the athleticism of some of these players is phenomenal, and I'm over the hill, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not getting any younger, and just having the opportunity to be up here and watch these players, you know, go from what they were to what they're coming is just fantastic.
Yes. Well, it's also, I'm sorry, but it's good to see some of these younger players kind of come into their own too, to see like guys like Dimitri Niños or Luis Munoz, you know, those sorts of guys that are coming up. These are brand new names, really. And to see, you know, there's obviously some veterans that are still playing well, but still remains to be seen what's going to happen over here.
You know, and take a look at the challengers field. Actually, it's 3-1 right now. Top Gun over Excessive right now. You come from the Excessive camp. What do you feel about that right now? Top Gun Union playing really well.
Well, I thought that Excessive was going to have a good event because they were one of the first games that we watched play yesterday when they took on Texas Storm. They looked awesome as they beat them 7-3. But, you know, so it's just one of those things that, you know, Excessive's got some really good players on that team. And if they can play up to their potential, there's no reason they can't fight back and get on to the champions field. And it looks like we have Lauren Kelly on the sidelines over there. Let's check in.
Hey guys, the first game on the Challengers field has just started. It's between Top Gun and Excessive. Top Gun is winning 3-1 right now. Top Gun won the first point, Excessive got the second. Ryan Sullivan is really holding down on the Dorito side, but Top Gun was able to come back 3rd and 4th point to get those points consecutively. So we'll have to see what happens. Right now it all comes down to gun battling and communication.
All right, thanks for that update, Lauren. And so we'll keep you guys updated with those scores as we get them. But right now, 4-2 in favor of the Ironmen. 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Both teams have a guy in the snake.
Ironmen have control of the snake side over here, though. They shot a body from X Factor on the break. I believe it was Dixon Yang as he ran out. And now they got Mike Paxton over here for the Ironmen in the tower. They got Mike McCormick in the corner. And Danny Park is in snake 1 trying to go to work. He's going heads up right now with Zach Wake. Zach Wake in control of the snake. He's got dominance down the wire over Danny Park. He's got Dimitri behind him in the snake corner there. You can see him on your screen. There's Mike McCormick now with Mike Paxton right in the middle. Trying to get down this snake side right now. Ironmen have the lead. X Factor, you know, plenty of time to get back in this game right now, too.
Yeah, they definitely have enough time because there is only 2 points that separate these teams. But unfortunately for X Factor, they only have 3 bodies right now on the field with Montemayor, Wake, and Dimitri.
Yeah, but both teams only have 1 guy on the Dorito side. Colt Roberts got shot off the Dorito side early by Danny Park. So neither team can really afford to lose that body over there right now.
And, you know, look at the snake. Like Daniel Park right now is you know, he's kind of getting the game a little bit. He shot across the field, shot Colt Roberts earlier.
Oh, Archie Montemayor just dove into Dorito too and got a shot in on Mike Paxton from across the field to even up the bodies.
Ooh, yeah, so now the snake is completely, I was just gonna say the snake's completely owned by Danny Park, but looks like Dimitri getting in there, and now he's in snake 1 trying to take Zach Wake's place, who, you know, Zach is struggling a little bit. He's not getting penalties now, but he only has 1 confirmed kill so far, and died a couple times.
And Danny Park still focused on Archie Montemayor over there on the Doritos side. Dimitri, the last body over here for X Factor, trying to get a shot in on the Doritos side corner. You can see the paint flying right by him. There's Archie Montemayor on your screen right now. There's your D-side camera. Archie getting trolled down the wire. That wire guy looking inside Dimitri Ninos.
You know, right there on your screen. That's the D-side camera is becoming really useful. That's 007 over there. Archie Montemayor going to work for X Factor. They need to get a point right here. I mean, if Ironmen go up to 5 on 2, I mean, it's going to be a problem for X Factor to come back because they're not really good coming back from a slump.
Yeah, this is the point right here. X Factor's got to win this point, which is going to be tough because it's just Archie and Dimitri out there against Park, Margot, and McCormick. And the Ironmen, they know the situation. They don't have to go anywhere. All they need to do is just contain the 2 players left alive for San Antonio and keep Dimitri from getting crazy over here on the snake side of the field. And with time running off the clock now, it's really looking bad for San Antonio X Factor to try to get a win here. And if they go 0-4, they are going to be playing in the relegation game.
Yeah, which they've already done this year once in Dallas, and were able to survive that.
You know, and I don't want to see that happen. I mean, at the end of the day, it's got to be somebody, you know, and if you don't deserve it, you're not stepping up to the plate, then, you know, it is what it is.
Hey, man, you go 0-4, yeah, you're going to be playing to get relegated because you weren't playing well.
Yeah, but it's still unfortunate. You know, Archie Montemayor trying to make something happen on that D side of the field. It looks like a pretty slowed down game right now because it's a 3-on-2 in favor of the LA Ironmen.
Well, and it's also disappointing if you're an X Factor fan because these guys are working real hard. They're getting reps in, they're getting practices in. They've picked up some new guys that are talented. And one of them that's on the field right now is Demetrius Ninos, who came from the Texas Storm camp.
You know, and Texas Storm has been that's a team that's been around for a really, really long time and have farmed some good players out of that league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Archie Montemayor, you see a lot of flaps and packs right now, like I was talking about earlier. You get this far into the point, you're going to be running out of paint. It's happened time and time again this tournament. Well, not that.
Well,
not
yeah, I
time
was
and
just
time
saying,
again,
but typically speaking, that's when you start to see the long points. But we haven't really seen a lot of long points on this layout because it is playing pretty fast. There's a lot of things you can do on this field. So, and Danny Park catches one, and it takes him a good second to actually get up off of his knees because he's shaking his head knowing that he really just let the team down right there. And now San Antonio X Factor has a glimmer of hope, but unfortunately, if you look in the snake right here, Dimitri is literally picking up paintballs off the ground. He's picking them up, shining them off his dirty leg, and then putting them into his hopper.
Yeah, and Danny Park really didn't have to do anything that game except sit there.
Like, look at this.
You know, just lay down, not look at anybody, you know, not give Archie a chance.
Dimitri just picking up paintballs still.
Like I say, when I say flaps on packs, you see that right there. Those flaps that are hanging down. I mean, there is not much paint, if at all any.
And he's doing no, this one's not good. Yeah, this one will work. No, this one's too sandy.
And when it rains like this, also to get some moisture on the balls, you know, unfortunately, he's probably laying a puddle. So you have to pick and choose what you get in your gun.
Yeah, that's when you just hope to God that somebody mysteriously dropped a full pod.
Or filled halfway, and there's still like, you know, the 2 golden balls left in the back. Oh, getting shot out of the corner. And Michael McCormick is all alone for the Ironman. Here comes Ninos and Archie Montemayor. Close out the point.
So they did it. Wow. Archie Montemayor and Dimitri Ninos step up and score the point for San Antonio X Factor to make this as interesting of a game as it possibly could be in this situation.
What you meant to say was
Danny
Archie
Park
Montemayor stepped up with 4 confirmed kills that game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nice. 7 on this whole match, 7 total.
So let's look at these key players that just won the point and kept San Antonio X Factor in this match. Archie Montemayor, 12th overall, and looks like X Factor is going to call a timeout. Maybe give their guys a little bit of rest after that really long point. Archie's he's a killer. He survives. He's starting a lot of points. He gets a ton of reps. Actually, Archie Montemayor was one of those like just iron-legged guys that played almost every single point last season for his team. And Dimitri, new pickup for the team, and I really like this guy. He's got a great attitude, very, very talented. I think the upside on him is very high, and given a little bit of time, I think that he could be a solid contributor for X Factor. And he's already contributing, but I think he could be one of their stars.
And I got to say, you know, Archie Montemayor has probably one of the nicest mustaches I've ever seen in my life.
Other than Oliver Lang's.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular as well. But you know, like they're both stellar players. And we were talking about younger players. Ninos is coming up, and he's one of those players that I really, really want to watch blossom, so to speak, with his X Factor team.
So with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left, Todd, score 4-3. Your X Factor, what sort of play you think you're going to run?
Well, I mean, they've been winning points attacking that Dorito side hard. You know, I would just try and get guys alive on that side because the Ironmen keep coming 3 hard to the snake side. And it's hard to battle 3 guys on 2 over here on the snake side. So I would try and come 3 hard towards the snake side if I was X Factor. Ironmen are shooting pretty well, though. They did lose 1 body on the break, you know, and that put them down early over there. But luckily, you know, Archie Montemayor was able to pull out, you know, that 2-on-3. And, you know, they got to go heads up, hope they get all their bodies alive to the snake side and really try and push into the Ironmen. But, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, let's check out the replay from the break here.
And this is when Archie actually took the back corner out. He's shooting across the field, able to slip one in on the corner of the Ironmen.
Yeah, and that was, man, again, Archie Montemayor, the big player step up. And that's, Archie now has won a one-on-one against Marcelo, and he's got 4 kills in the crucial point to pull within 1. So Archie's doing everything he possibly can do out there to make it happen for his team. He is absolutely the MVP of this particular match right now for X Factor. And it looks like we have an interview on the sidelines with San Antonio X Factor. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, I'm in the X Factor pit with Zach Wake. Zach, when you're in that situation, your gun battling communication is kind of tough. What is the best strategy?
Right now, with that one we had, it was we're down points. You know, the time's running down, so we had to make something happen. You kind of got to be a little bit more aggressive than you would normally be if you were up points. You know, they were just sitting in those corners, kind of waiting on us to make a mistake, and you know, we guess Kid Arch just pulled it out like he always does. Man, he's a hell of a player, and he showed it right there.
You have the opportunity to tie it up here. What do you think the strategy is going to be?
I think we need to get a G off this Dorito side on the break, and then have them turn their guns and. Just let Colt and everybody go down this Dorito side and get to work. You know, that snake side, we're just getting in there, matching up, staying head-to-head, shooting inside. So I think this Dorito side is going to be the key to winning this point right here.
Awesome. We have 32 seconds on the clock, and we'll see who takes it.
Well, Zach Wake just echoed the sentiment that you expressed, Todd, about how crucial that Dorito side is going to be for X Factor to try to get back in this match.
Yeah, I mean, X Factor, I mean, both these teams, Dorito side players, have actually been playing really well. You know, with Marcelo and Spitz over there, you know, to come back over there against Infamous, their first game, you know, it was really Steven Pitts and Marcelo doing work, you know, from my perspective on that other side, you know, getting the job done, being alive and getting kills. But, I mean, Colt Roberts has been mashing people this event. You know, Grayson can get out there alive, you know, give Colt more opportunity to go to work.
So here we go. Could come down to the breakout. 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go. San Antonio X Factor trying to tie it up, and it looks like both teams have made it out 5 alive. And good field penetration, right? Oh, Billy Bernacci gets shot out of Snake 1, and that is going to hurt their chances. They do have Colt Roberts just cannonballing up the Dorito side of the field. He's in the 50-yard line. Can he get kills? Oh, Mike Paxton struggling today. He dives out of his bunker on the backside over here at Snake. And you're looking at the lineup here, back line for San Antonio X Factor. Now Ironmen get Alex Goldman up into Snake 1. So they're the Ironmen. And Marcelo getting shot out of his bunker, and so does Alex Goldman. So here comes San Antonio X Factor, looking like they're going to tie it up on the bad, sloppy deaths of Marcelo, Mike Paxton, and Alex Goldman. Those are, if you can't have all 3 of those guys die out of their bunkers and expect to win a point here.
Yeah, and you, like you said, now right there, number 79, getting to the end of the snake. Ninos, we were just talking about him. You know, on their heels right now is the LA Ironmen.
So just Steven Pitts left alive, who is the kill count leader for the Ironmen in this match with 9 confirmed. He's actually the overall kill count leader for both these teams right now. Archie Montemayor is coming in a close second with 8.
You know, and speaking of kill count leaders, one game we did have a standout player, Konstantin Fedorov, with 17 confirmed eliminations in one game.
Well, yeah, and it was one of those situations where We've been talking about Houston Heat, who's going to be playing this afternoon. They've taken 5th twice this year, and that's not how Houston Heat wants to be placing at these events, coming with 3 wins last season and the World Cup victory. They lost both Dixon Yang, and also they lost Chad George, both to foot injuries. And so we're like, well, who's going to play the Snake? We're like, oh, yeah, that's right. They have Konstantin Fedorov on their team, and he shows up and shoots 17 guys in 1 game, which is, that's just, talking about having a day, that's a day. That's a game. So right now, it's all tied up 4 apiece here. 4-4 with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Do you think we're going to see an aggressive breakout for either one of these teams, or do you think they're going to play conservative, try to take it to overtime?
I think that the Ironmen are going to come out of the box like they did the last game when they played, who was it? Infamous. Coming out and just like strong, aggressive play. I don't think they're going to sit back in their heels.
Now, I mean, I think both these teams are going to see if they can get a kill on the break, and if not, you know, be content to take it to overtime. Because, I mean, just like what happened in the Ironman Infamous game, you know, they both come out, shoot their lanes, and see if they can get an advantage. And then if they can, press it. But if not, you know, let it play out and then try another breakout. Because on the breakout is where you create that opportunity. It's where you have the best chance to shoot guys early and, you know, try and turn the field a certain way. But, you know, right now with 1 minute and 10, you know, I mean, points can happen really fast. We've seen points happen in 10, 11, 15 seconds. But, I mean, if nobody dies on the break over here, expect them to try and lock it up, both teams, not give it up, and then retry for another breakout.
Well, and on the Ironman side of the field, it's really, Alex Goldman and Marcelo Margot cannot be getting both shot out of their bunkers in crucial points if the Ironmen want to win tournaments. So here we go. 10 seconds to go for the start of this next one. Wake, Ninos, Dixon, Yang, and Grayson Goff, Colt Roberts taking the field for X Factor. Pitts, Schwartz, Goldman, Margot, and Rodriguez on the field for the Ironmen. Here we go. Just a minute remains. And a major penalty on San Antonio X Factor at the start.
I was just going to say that too, Matty. I was like, no penalties, no penalties, no penalties. And what happens is, you know, you get that major penalty, and the Ironmen are just going to come down and bring the heat. Because that whole Dorito side's open right now, Matty.
Wow, that is, it's not a shocker because they've been getting penalties all tournament long. But Grayson Goff, who normally plays real clean, and here comes the hammer getting dropped by Alex Rodriguez. And here come the Ironmen going to score a quick one. So with 36 seconds to remaining, the Ironmen looking like they could win their second game of the day as they won against Infamous in overtime. So Ironmen playing some really close matches here.
And that's Grayson Goff again, who is not known for getting penalties, and he went to the same bunker he got that major from last time. So very disappointing Todd on that. I mean, I hate seeing, you know, X Factor going down after coming back so well. You know, and then all of a sudden that happening last point.
I'm just shaking my head because, you know, I didn't see it's really far all the way on the opposite side of the field. I don't know if we have an angle of that particular penalty, but when you keep seeing penalties come from the same team, same guys in situations like this, you know, and again with Grayson, I mean, maybe it was one of those things where it was a big hit on a place that he couldn't feel it, because Grayson's a vet, man. Grayson's not going to go blazing out there with a goggle hit if he didn't know if he knew that hit was there. You know, Grayson understands the perilous situation that they're in, you know, and that's not something you normally see out of him. Maybe he just lost his composure, not sure. But still, he was their, you know, statistically their best player last season. So also, make sure as we're watching this game wind down here, next game coming up, another great, you know, 2 awesome teams, San Diego Dynasty taking on LA Infamous. And Infamous lost earlier today against the Ironmen. And Dynasty beat Vicious barely, so that should be a really close match here. And then we're going to have the afternoon competition begin with some challengers matchups. San Jose Royalty taking on New Jersey Jesters, and then Seattle Thunder and Chicago Aftershock also playing each other. And Aftershock looking pretty good at this event so far. They went 2-0 yesterday.
Yeah, and good thing for Aftershock, you know, to finally you know, come to their hometown and play well. You know, I know that they've been very frustrated, you know, as much as they've struggled, you know, over the past year and, you know, on into this year. So for them to come out and have a good day, you know, maybe they can get some momentum, start winning some more games, get a chance to play back over here.
And here comes San Antonio X Factor. They double up the center and send Dimitri all the way to the Snake off the break. Scott Kemp up in the center, looking to try to get some kills. They do not know he's on their side of the field right now. Ironman, though, still 5 alive. Just 3 bodies alive for San Antonio. Colt Roberts getting shot out. So here, they're in good field position, but it looks like Scott Kemp's about to get stuck as soon as they find out. Whoa, no, he blows Steven Pitts apart, or Bernaccia does. So Bernaccia fighting for his life over here, and he gets taken out, as does Scott Kemp in the center. So valiant effort, but it's all for naught, as that is gonna do it here, and the Los Angeles Ironmen are gonna win another 1-point game.
You know, good for them, though. They're now 2-2, so they can probably squeak in. Hopefully, I mean, it all depends. It's the crazy divisions, so.
If Dynasty wins against Infamous, Infamous will be 2-2, Vicious will be 2-2, and the Ironmen will be 2-2. And Dynasty will be 4-0, and X Factor will be 0-4.
Check out the big brain on Todd
I was just going to say, technical Tom over here. Stat stuffing himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
but we lost head-to-head to Infamous. So is it point spread first or head-to-head first?
I think it's point spread.
Point spread. Yeah, so I imagine Infamous would probably go on, but you know,
and
we'll see how it plays out.
Look at the schedule for the rest of the day. I mean, lots of good paintball coming at us right now. The LA Ironmen is taking on X Factor, winning that game 5-4. San Diego Dynasty taking on LA Infamous next, and then we have 2 Challengers games. San Jose Royalty taking on New Jersey Jesters. Seattle Thunder taking on Aftershock. That's going to be a great game. And then back to the professionals. Tauntaun Flingeur up against Upton 187 crew. Edmonton Impact, Houston Heat. That's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to that one. Tampa Bay Damage taking on Upton 187 crew. Then Houston Heat, Tauntaun Flingeur. And then Tampa Bay Damage and Edmonton Impact finishing out the day. Lauren Kelly's down the field. Let's go down to her real quick and see what she has to say.
Hey guys, real quick from the Challengers field. Top Gun is up 3 points. The score is 5-2. Now to you, I'm with Justin Schwartz from Ironman. They just played X Factor and won. It was tied up there for a little bit. What was running through your mind?
It was a close game. They were doing well shooting us on the break. We adjusted a little bit, went up the gut, and it seemed to work for a point. And then the last game, they came at us 2 through the center. Almost worked out. We picked up one of their guys, and then the time ran out. So.
What did you discuss in the pit when you knew they had a chance to tie it up and possibly go into overtime?
We really discussed just teamwork, talking together. That's been one of our big problems this whole year, playing as a unit rather than individual paintball. So we, basically just said, calm down, get to your bunker, start talking to each other, and figure out where they're at.
Awesome. Well, it worked out for you, and I will keep you updated on the Top Gun excessive score.